Hello, and welcome to Houston Theater Beat. I'm your host, John Lazo, and this month, as we do every month, we're going to be taking a very lively and informative look at everything going on in the world of Houston Community Theater. We're going to have our backstage segment where we interview actors, playwrights, directors, and technicians from the Houston area. Then we'll have our marquee, which are a sample of listings of shows that you should be planning on seeing in the upcoming months. We'll have our in-performance segment, which will feature a performance by actors and actresses performing an actual scene from a play going on here in the Houston area. And finally, of course, we have our ever-popular Harley's Hot Ticket, which is the one absolute must-see show coming up in the Houston area. For our backstage segment this month, I'm very pleased and proud to welcome Mr. Brian Maynard and Miss Amanda Baird to Houston Theater Beat, and they're going to be talking about their roles in the upcoming Ohana Theater production of a wonderful new play called Awesome America. And Brian and Amanda, welcome to the show. It's great to have you. So tell us a little bit about each of you tell us a little bit about your background, your experience, and your training. Amanda, why don't you go first? Tell us about your theater experience.
Well, my theater experience started like most theater folks, as a dancing poodle at the age of 3. But no, I received my BFA in Theater Arts from Sam Houston State University in 2005 and have been active in the Houston community theater scene pretty much ever since.
Great. And Brian, how about you?
Well, I started much the same way, not as a poodle, but I trained at University of Houston with Carolyn Boone, and I moved on from there, sort of just doing things in the community. Most recently, I've hitched my wagon with the Country Playhouse for the last couple of years, working in a number of capacities from actor to head of set construction, also delving into writing and directing for events there as well.
Great, absolutely. And Amanda, you appear both, you have experience both in straight plays and in musical theater, from what I understand. Do you have a preference?
Not really. I can't say I enjoy one more than I enjoy the other.
Really?
So.
Singing and dancing, you enjoy doing that part of it, though?
Love it.
Great, that's fabulous. So tell me a little bit about Awesome America. What's the concept of the show? I understand it's original scripts, and a little bit also about whatever parts that you actually play in the show. Brian, you want to go first?
Right. It's a neat concept because it's an anthology play series with it's about tourist attractions around the United States, actual places with fictitious happenings in these places. That lends itself to some unique characterizations. Some of the people are based on actual historical people. I have the benefit of being 2 of those characters in different plays, people who have really lived, but she gets to play somebody that's never lived before.
Really, Amanda, who are you playing in the show?
I am playing the moon in Promise of the Moon.
Oh, neat. Now, I would understand how you would maybe create a character for a real human being, but how do you take a concept like the moon and actually create a character for that? What challenges have you faced with that?
Well, the moon, I perceive her to be omniscient. She comes to Edward when he is alone by himself at night, and she knows exactly what has been happening, but she questions him. And she knows exactly the answer, but she needs him to basically express the honesty out in the open. If I had to think of an image to describe the moon, I think of the Sistine Chapel. I think of God reaching to Adam and, him reaching the 2 of them.
Interesting. Now, you're talking about the characters of Edward and the moon. Which one of the scenes do they appear in, and what is the premise of that scene? I understand the 2 of you are in that scene together, correct?
Right. The play is The Promise of the Moon by Diana Howie, a Houston playwright, and also a mentor of mine. So I'm very excited to be in an original work of hers.
Great.
It is about a Latvian immigrant named Edward Nitzkalin, who came here. He originally came over to Canada in the early part of the 20th century after he had been stood up at the altar, a day before the wedding, by his bride-to-be, his sweet 16. It was an arranged marriage, which she wasn't too keen on. And when he got over here, he had developed a very bad case of tuberculosis. Miraculously, he seemed to get better from it. Moved on to California, then to Texas. He finally settled in Florida. And as the story goes, he started building a castle for his lost love. He started building the Coral Castle in Florida City. And the thing about it is, as the story goes, Edward was supposedly only about 5 foot tall and about 100 pounds. But if you visit the website for the Coral Castle, you will find out it is a monument. And people to this day are still trying to figure out how he was able to move these things around. There's no evidence of modern machinery being used. There's no evidence that anyone helped him. He supposedly did all of his work at night by moonlight, which was a great thing for the playwright to come up with, to make his only companion the person he's mooning over someone to the moon, in other words. And there's a lot of mystique to the real story. So taking it a step further for this play seems like a natural fit.
That's fascinating. So Promise of the Moon is just one scene within the larger show. Now, Brian, you said you were in another one of the scenes.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with? And what's the title of that scene?
The title almost says it all. It's Whatever Happened to Big Nose George.
Okay.
And this was a real human being as well. And as his nickname implies, he had a very large nose. He was an outlaw.
She
in the
has
Old
a
West
name.
who
Don't you?
decided to up the ante with his gang and start robbing trains. That's where things started going wrong for him.
Yes.
And
Send
he
Agnes
also ran
over,
afoul of someone
with
who
another letter.
didn't
and be
take
sure to describe
kindly to
how
being robbed by
beautiful
him.
it is here in the
And
Florida.
as a result, his story didn't
woman
end with
needs
death.
to be
It sort of went on. And I won't give too much away, but his legend lived on. He lived on in a different form. That's all I'll say at this point.
Okay. Well, we don't want to ruin it for
Right,
the
right.
audience, right? So.
But that one is more comedic vein. So I get to play a real person comedically. I get to play a real person sort of poetically.
Wow.
It's
that's
a nice
great.
stretch for an actor.
Right. And this is a world premiere.
Yes.
The play has never been produced before, so it's having its world premiere in Houston. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's excellent. Good. Well, congratulations on getting the parts. Now, what does the Houston Theater Beat audience need to know in terms of if they were to want to go and see the show? Where is it going to be performed?
Awesome America opens on September 28th and it runs through October 6th. It is performing at the Barnevelder Movement Arts Complex on Preston Street.
Great.
And that is located in Houston's East End. Tickets are to go on sale just in time for July 4th.
Oh, that's excellent. Good. Good timing for Awesome America. That's great. So, what other projects, either before or after Awesome America? I know that you're both very busy actors all the time. What else are you involved in, or do you have coming up, or do you have other projects that you have lined up right now? Brian, do you have anything?
Yeah. I am actually working on a Joe Orton comedy called Entertaining Mr. Sloan at the Country Playhouse. It is... It's a little bit different than the type of comedy that I've normally been in, but it's a lot of fun. A very talented cast, and I'm happy to be working with the director as well. But other than that, I'm sort of inspired by all the originals in Awesome America, and I've been working on some original scripts of my own as well.
Oh, so you write as well? Oh, that's great. That's excellent. Excellent. And Amanda, do you have anything? I know you were just in a show.
Yes.
And then tell us about that, and also tell us about anything you have coming up as well.
Well, just recently wrapped up Play On at Theater Suburbia, played Violet in that show. And a lot of fun, kind of a a buttered down version of Noises Off, I guess you could say. But
it's a lot of the behind the scenes of making
yes.
a play. It's a play within a
Yes.
play, so it's
Sure.
a nice concept.
It's amazing how many instances in the script really happened in rehearsal. But that was a lot of fun, and currently just looking forward to working on Awesome America.
Brian and Amanda, thank you so much for being my guest today on Houston Theater Beat. And Brian and Amanda will be in our in-performance segment later in the show, performing a scene from The Promise of the Moon, which is part of Awesome America, upcoming at Ohana Theater Company. But first, stay tuned for our list of upcoming shows, The Marquee. The Alley Theater presents Agatha Christie's Black Coffee. In Agatha Christie's Black Coffee, the famous Belgian detective Hercule Poirot cunningly absorbs clues to solve the murder of Sir Claude Amory, an eccentric inventor of a new weapons formula. The cast is filled with the colorful, suspicious characters Christie takes delight in, and features a plot with fiendishly clever twists that are the trademark of the world's greatest creator of murder mysteries. Black Coffee is Christie's first play, initially produced in 1930. This wonderful mystery is part of the ExxonMobil Summer Chills series and runs July 6th through August 5th at the Alley Theater. The Alley is in the heart of Houston's Theater District at 615 Texas Avenue. Join Theater Under the Stars as they offer a rompin' stompin' production of The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. It began in Houston, toured the world, and held Vegas at bay for 2 years, not to mention its remarkable run on Broadway, where it earned 2 Tonys and a slew of drama desks. Best Little Whorehouse will be running at Tuts from June 5th through June 17th. Tuts performs at the beautiful Hobby Center, located at 800 Bagby. Finally, don't forget to join Country Playhouse and SRO Productions as they present the hilarious musical Avenue Q. Avenue Q is the Tony Award-winning musical that uses a mixture of handheld puppets, a la Sesame Street, and humans, as the characters guide us through a plethora of hilariously cruel life lessons. You can catch this adult-themed musical at Country Playhouse from July 12th through July 28th. Country Playhouse is located at 12802 Queensberry Lane in the heart of the exciting new City Center dining and shopping district. Please remember that all dates are subject to change. Visit each theater's website or call the box office to confirm performance dates. We'll see you at the show. Welcome back. Our in-performance segment this month features Brian Maynard and Amanda Baird, and they're going to be performing a wonderful scene from The Promise of the Moon, which is part of the production Awesome America, coming up this fall at Ohana Theater Company. And now, here are Brian and Amanda.
Have you heard from her?
Who's there?
Just me.
Oh no, not again.
There's never anyone else here but you.
I don't need other people.
Oh dear.
But I'm glad that you came. You are so beautiful.
That's what everyone says. So, no letter yet from your wife-to-be?
No.
I watch you. A lot. Most people are in their houses when I come by. I can't see them. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't want to sleep until I'm exhausted.
Bad dreams?
Nightmares!
Well, don't blame me. I don't inspire nightmares, no. I bring goodness and light. No, Edward, there is something within you that is unsettled. That is where bad dreams come from.
I dreamed that a letter comes from Agnes. She turns me down again.
This is your nightmare?
Yes.
How long, when have you seen her?
5 years.
And how old is she?
She would be 21 by now.
Quite a bit younger than you.
Is that a problem?
Only that. At 21, if she were not already married. Romance would be very much on her mind, and you
are not even in her line of vision.
It would be very hard in Riga to find someone as good as me.
Or as confident.
It is not a consideration of confidence. It is examining the facts and deducing the result.
Oh my, that doesn't sound very romantic.
There are more women in Riga now than there are men. The war, that is what has changed the numbers in my favor.
Yes. I've passed over the soldiers lying on the battlefields. I tried to bring them some peace. So, 21, huh? Agnes has no doubt been at her loveliest for many years now. She may have been lucky and found someone who didn't have to fight.
I had not considered that in the equation. Live with me here.
I am not real. Edward, you've been by yourself too long. But you've done what you set out to do. Your house. This is your house. It looks ready.
I am ready. I should be married now. I should be able to sleep at night. I should have a little boy to teach. No, don't leave me. Don't. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. But you're right. My house is ready. You can't tell here on the ground level, but you're looking at the workshop. Upstairs, all is in readiness. That is where Agnes and I will live.
It is a most unusual design for this part of the world.
You've seen Riga.
Over and over and over again.
You've passed over the old town, with the high houses near the city walls.
Ah, yes. I see it now.
This will remind her of home. We will never have to leave this place. This house will withstand any storm. The walls are 2 feet thick. The stones, many thousands of pounds.
But you have not heard from her.
No.
I have an idea. Something you may not have thought of to win her over. You have neighbors, right?
Is someone here?
No. No one. No one for miles. But you do know people here, don't you? Someone to speak to?
The couple down the road. The ones that let me have this land.
Ask them to come see you.
No, it's too dangerous. There are panthers and snakes and alligators.
During the day?
They can't come during the day. They have crops to tend to.
Go see them. And ask them to bring a camera here, maybe on a Sunday, and take a picture of you standing next to your new home. Send the picture to your lady love in Riga.
He has a name. Don't you? My Agnes.
Yes. Send Agnes the photograph, along with another letter. And be sure to describe how beautiful it is here in Florida. A woman needs to be wooed.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Harley's Hot Ticket. This month we've sent out Houston's favorite theatrical canine to sniff out some great theater for you, and he came back with an absolute winner. Since 1975, the Houston Shakespeare Festival has been producing great Shakespeare plays at Miller Outdoor Theater every summer, and this summer they have outdone themselves. They'll be presenting in repertory two of my very favorite Shakespeare plays, Hamlet and The Comedy of Errors. Hamlet, of course, is the story of a Danish prince who seeks revenge for his father's murder and brings complete havoc to his household as a result. The Comedy of Errors is a wonderful story, a delightful tale of two twins separated at birth and the mishaps and misadventures that they discover along the way. You definitely want to make sure you catch this production by the Houston Shakespeare Festival, running August 3rd through August 12th at Miller Outdoor Theater. Thank you very much for joining us this month for Houston Theater Beat. I'm your host, John Lazo, and until next time, I'll see you at the show.